Chapter 5. What lies beyond the sealed door. The heaven's door. I wake up in the middle of lunch break. I feel like I was dreaming about something.
夢それはいつもと同じ
No, I don't think so. Usual dream. Plethora of feathers falling down from the sky, swirling around and around in the sea breeze, performing a melancholic dance. I felt a bit more closer to home. I absently glanced toward the seat diagonally in front of mine, and see the back of my childhood friend.
何
Nothing. Coincidentally turns around at the exact same time, and our eyes meet. I plaster a wry smile on my face and reply, "Don't worry about it." And then slightly lower my gaze away from hers and shake my head.
そう
Yeah, nothing. I have more pressing matters to attend to at the moment. I'm starving. I slump over on my desk.
ユーマはお昼の時間になったら目を覚ますのね。午前の授業はずっと寝てたのに。
My biological clock is pretty precise. Personally, I think that it's evidence that I'm very healthy. Yeah, sure.
何それずいぶんと都合のいいリミットね。
Look, I'm actually eating 3 meals a day. So I'd say that counts as progress at the very least.
そんなことを自慢されても困る。
It's not.
そうよ。きちんと整頓された規律やリズム感のいい生活をするのは人間の義務なんだって私は思うの。
Their responsibility?
そう。食べるべき時に食べて、寝るべき時には寝るの。そういった正しいサイクルが必要だってこと。
Ah, I see. I'll definitely keep that in mind.
すぐに忘れちゃうわよ。あんたのことだから。
He then reaches into her bag and pulls out a lunchbox. Did you make that yourself?
今朝早く起きて作ったの。寮の厨房と冷蔵庫の中のもの勝手に使わせてもらったけど。
She turns around to face me.
全員分作ればよかった
Huh? Then places a lunchbox on my desk as well. What is this?
いつものユーマの分。それと
Oh,
一ノ瀬くんの分も。
it's not special anymore.
僕の
Now it's not just a Mio and I thing. It's a Mio Ayumu and I.
そう。お昼ご飯いつも食べてないみたいだから。迷惑だった迷惑だなんて全然そんなことない。
He treats the lunch Mio gave him like it's some precious, valuable gift.
ありがとう。大切に食べるから。そうそれはどうも。
Thanks for the lunch, Mio. You're a lifesaver. I swear, I'd completely forgotten about bringing lunch again. Her reaction is much more mild compared to usual. She simply says, "Oh, you're welcome," And that's that.
誰と誰の分のお弁当を作るべきなのか悩んだの。
ん？
とりあえず今日は自分とユーマの分と一ノ瀬くんの分と、あとあの騒がしいメイドの分だけ作ったけど。
She reaches into her bag and plucks out one final box. Wow.
え？何が？
You actually made lunch for Kana.
そうね。
I thought you were less than fond of her.
それはそれ、これはこれ。好き嫌いとこういうのは別でしょ？一緒に住んでるんだから。違う？
Yeah, makes sense.
でも他の人の分は作ってないの。
Yeah, so the green-haired girl is suffering.
それぞれ予定とかあるかもしれないし、もしかしたら大きなお世話になっちゃうかもしれないからって思って。昨晩にちゃんと確認しておけばよかった。お昼にお弁当がいる人。
Being awfully thoughtful.
ある程度はね。
I take the lid off the lunch I received from Mio. Vibrant palette of colors that awaits me inside whets my appetite. A dream come true.
何？どういうこと？
This is gonna sound weird, but I feel like I was eating your lunch in my dreams today. I press my hands together as I respond. Alright, time to eat.
待って、あの子にもお弁当届けなくちゃ。
That girl? Which girl?
あのメイド、南かな。
Oh, yeah, right.
一緒に来てよ。
ん？
一人で私に行くのはやっぱりちょっと。
He fidgets around nervously. Alright, I'll tag along. I earn lunch in hand. I stand up alongside Mio, then remark, "Oh, I have an idea." While we're at it, why don't we all eat together somewhere? Eating in a big group can be nice. Mio?
何よ。
Huh?
ニヤニヤしてる。
Do I? It's not there for any particular reason. It's absolutely positively not because I think it's a tad cute how nervous she gets at the prospect of dropping off Kana's lunch. I swear. Okay, that's a lie.
それじゃ行くわよ。
Right. Oh, come to think of it. Hey. You want to join us for lunch? We do already have plans. He denies murmuring a no while shaking his head.
いいの？
ん？
僕が一緒でもいいの？
What are you talking about? Of course it is.
ありがとう。
He nods, and then the carefulness you'd expect for someone handling a fragile piece of pottery. He places the lunchbox he'd gotten from Mio under his arm. You sure you want to hold it sideways there? It'll jumble up all the food inside.
それは嫌だな。
three of us then leave the classroom with our lunches.
おいしい。
After fetching Kana, we came to the rooftop to have lunch.
このお弁当とってもおいしいです。
Not even a moment after she takes a bite of one of the dishes Mio prepared for her lunch, and her eyes are flickering in wonderment.
これお店とかで売り出してもいけそうなくらいじゃないですか？何それ、大げさ。そんなことないと思います。悔しいですけど。
But she's right. It really is good. I have to say, I'd expect to get this at one of those restaurants that sells takeout lunchboxes.
うん、僕もとても美味しいと思う。お店のお弁当というのは食べたことないけど。
Yeah, I bet you've never had a lot of things.
このお弁当の方が美味しいですよ、きっと。それも断然に。歩夢さん？
そうなの？お店のお弁当よりも美味しいっていうのは本当？
はい、化学調味料とかそういうのを使っていないだけ体にもいいと思いますし。
Kana smiles happily.
そうなんだ。
Ayumu nods and, ever so slightly, averts his gaze from his smile.
それはいいね。
はい、とっても。なので美味しくいただきましょう。
I've noticed something about the transfer student after observing how he acts and conducts himself these past few days. Maybe it's just my imagination. I feel like he acts slightly different when he's talking to Kana as compared to when he talks with other people.
そうかな。私は気にならないけど。
Huh. Well, if Shiku's eyes don't see anything, maybe I'm just overthinking it.
何が勘違いなんですか？
Sorry, just talking to myself. Well, anyway, let's eat, shall we?
はい、そうですね。美味しく美味しくいただきましょう。おだてだって何も出ないわよ。おだててなんていませんよ。料理が上手なのって本当にすごいって思います。それに私の口は嘘をつくようにはできていませんから。そう。私も嘘は嫌いよ。
Looks like we're on the same page then, Kana responds, smiling happily.
でも本当に美味しいです。これは私も負けずに料理の特訓しなくちゃいけませんよね。
No! Who exactly are you talking to?
それはもちろん。
I was almost certain it would be me, but apparently not.
お料理ができるようになれば少しは寮に住む皆さんのお役に立つかなって。今のところお掃除とお洗濯しかできることのない私ですけど。
Right? I flashed her a faint smile. Well, good luck with that. Just don't go too crazy, okay?
はい、近々皆さんに食べてもらえるように頑張ります。
Right, let's move on to something else now. Kind of weird. At first, all Mio and Kana did was butt heads, so I was afraid they'd always be antagonistic with one another.
見えたけど
These aren't actually that bad between them right now. It's kind of a relief, to be honest. Hopefully things only improve from here on out.
だといいな
Yeah, it would. Back when we first met, they acted like they were mortal enemies or something. Glad they've gotten past that now. We continued to eat lunch in silence beneath the clear blue sky. Aside from the frequent comments by Kana after nearly every bite she took, "Wow, this is so delicious. I'm in heaven," and so on and so forth. Kind of fun observing Mio's reaction to them. She just kind of fidgets around nervously, not sure what to say in response. Phew. First to finish eating, I let out a sigh.
私もなんだかお腹が空いてきた
Oh. Huh?
ような気がする
What do you mean? I don't think she can eat, so I also don't think she has a need to eat, so she shouldn't feel hungry.
みんなして美味しいと絶賛するお弁当が一体どんな味なのか気になるじゃないかやっぱり
All I can really do is, without really knowing why, whisper, "I'm sorry," inside my mind. Deep within the depths of my mind, in a place where even Shinku can't hear. Thanks, Mio. You were seriously good.
細松様
He takes the now empty lunchbox and puts it away. Maybe we should have invited that other new resident too. You know, I kind of feel bad since we sort of left her out and everything.
それはあの201号室の1年生
Yeah, but then again, I don't even know which class she's in.
そうね余分なお弁当も今日はもうないし今日帰ったら聞いてみましょうよいろいろと明日からはお昼をご一緒できるといいですね
You want to keep eating together?
はいお昼はみんなで屋上でという決まりにしませんかもちろん絶対の約束ではないですが
Would that be alright? Bye, everyone. Kinda asks nervously, tilting her head to the side. I have no reason in particular to say no. Guess I wouldn't mind.
私もいいけどやったやりました
Excited, she does a small fist pump.
これで知らない人ばかりの教室で一人寂しくお昼ご飯寂しい時間を回避できます
Huh? Kana, I place a hand on her shoulder. I'm sorry.
ユーマさん
I didn't know you were suffering that much.
この中で一人だけ教室が違うものねなんですか二人揃ってなんだか同情されてしまっているような気がします
That's exactly what they're doing. Really now?
とにかく明日からみんなで一緒にお昼ご飯嬉しいです
She raises both her hands high in the air as she shouts out with glee.
歩さんはどうしますかご一緒してくれますか
僕も一緒に
それはもう
そう
Seems overcome with embarrassment.
と嬉しいって思う。
On a separate note, are you not going to eat the rest of your lunch? There's like more than half of it still left. That break's almost over, you know.
やっぱり美味しくなかった？
Almost in an instant, Mio's facial expression becomes riddled with worry.
嫌いなものとかあったの？
Rice. Oh,
そんなわけない。ものすごく美味しい。だから。
だから？
うん。だからこそ大事に食べようと思って。
you have the whole of lunch break and you only ate half of it. Meaning,
しっかり噛んで味わって食べないと。
he's been chewing each bite for such a long time that he may very well be chewing it for over 100 times before swallowing. Yeah, by that point, you've lost all the flavor.
噛めば噛むほど食物の栄養素というのは体内で摂取しやすくなるって言うし。
No.
それにせっかく作ってもらえたお弁当すぐに食べ終えてしまうのはもったいないと思って。
It shouldn't really matter how much you chew it. It's going to be dissolved by your stomach acids either way. The only difference I can see between chewing it over 100 times and not is that it would dissolve quicker.
明日もお弁当作ってくるから全員分。
just eat normally, okay? Mio said, mildly castigating him. What?
わかった。
Transfer student responds with a firm nod.
そうする。
Cool. It almost reminds me of a small child, or maybe even a puppy, you could say, being disciplined by their parents. Well, doorbell rings signaling the end of lunch break.
まだ食べ終わってないのに。
Yeah, that sounds like a you problem. You might want to try and eat it a little quicker in the future. Bozo. School is now out. After leaving, instead of stopping by my apartment first, I make my way straight to Arashiyama Hall. Upon arrival, I go to the kitchen and immediately begin prepping for dinner. Preparing dinner for the residents has become a regular part of my daily routine by now.
アパートにいる時間よりもこっちにいる時間の方が増えたんじゃないかな最近は。
Yeah, I think you're right. At this point, I basically only do two things at my apartment: write in the diary and sleep. Alright, dinner's basically done. Just gotta set out the tableware and all that, so I suppose it's about time I go round everyone up. At this point, I suddenly recall something I stumbled upon earlier. I saw a pair of unfamiliar shoes at the entrance, didn't I? Must mean that the ever busy new resident is here for a change. All right, who should I go get first? I wonder who I'm gonna go for. It's not like I've been saying that I'm gonna do Kana's route first. It's weird that the way to do someone's route is you choose them first. I mean, I kind of get it, but I wouldn't see how the dialogue would change between picking one or the over the other. What the hell am I looking at? I mean, I guess the difference would be in the timing, right? Room 101, the room assigned to Kana, which today I'm visiting for the very first time. But what I see inside is something, to say the least. There's books literally everywhere. I'm quite frankly dumbstruck. My mouth and eyes are both wide. What is this? Utterly reminiscent of a certain other person's room, which I'd rather not think of right now. Or am I just seeing things? I don't know what you're talking about. It looks exactly like the lair of a book addict. What do you... I don't know if we're looking at the same thing here, Yuma.
ユーマの師匠の部屋と同じ匂いがする。
What the hell is going on? Kana, where did you get all these books?
夏目さんに貸していただきました。
But the only books are on the bookshelf. What? All of these came from her? Kana nods with a straightforward yes. Why in the world does that woman keep so many books hidden?
私も本を読むのが好きなので、夏目さんから何か面白そうな本を貸してくださいとお願いしたんです。そしたらこんなに大量に持ってきてくださいました。
Oh, okay. Good for you, I guess.
はい。おかげで充実した読書の時間を過ごすことができました。
Wait, don't tell me you haven't read through all of those, have you?
はい。もちろん読みましたよ。
All of what? There are 0 books outside of the shelf. Of course. Don't see anything strange about that. I mean, listen, she's been around Suzu for a bit too long, let's just say.
今日読んでしまおうと思っていた20冊を読み終えたら、すべて読んだことになると思います。
20 whole books? You can read that amount in a single day? No sweat?
私、読書のスピードには自信があるんです。
I think I know how you're reading. She juts out her chest with pride.
どうですか？すごいでしょう。
Yeah, that is pretty impressive in its own right. Why don't you try reading in front of me and let me see how fast you read? I nod. You think an aspect of someone is praiseworthy, it's best to praise them for it, even if it sounds bullshit. I'm honestly in awe. How do you read so fast, Kana? I've apparently gotten her feelings a bit bashful. Her feeling a bit bashful.
面と向かって褒められると、なんだか恥ずかしいかもですね。
Uses the book she was reading to cover her face. Honestly, a bit of a cute reaction, but of course I keep that thought to myself.
そういえば、何かご用ですか？
Oh, right. Dinner's ready. So once you've reached a good stopping point in your book, come down to the dining room.
了解です。今日のお夕飯のメニューは何でしょうか？
You'll have to wait and see.
え？
It's a surprise.
何ですかそれ？
Lets out a slight giggle.
なんだか期待しちゃいますよ。
Eating Mio's cooking kind of stirred up my competitive spirit, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I think it turned out pretty nice, if I do say so myself. But it's nothing too terribly fancy.
楽しみです。
Oh, can I ask you to handle the cleanup after dinner? Like doing the dishes and all that?
もちろんです。任せてください。
He smiles from ear to ear. Alrighty. Guess I'll make my way over to the next room.
なんだか楽しそうだな。
Maybe. Do I?
顔が緩んでる。
That's weird. Why am I grinning like a fool? I mean, I am pretty satisfied with how dinner turned out. I don't think that's it. Going around telling everyone that it's ready is making me feel kind of perky, gleeful. I guess it's a sense of accomplishment. Mainly, tonight's dinner is my creation and I'm about to present it to them. But yeah, that's probably why I'm grinning.
そんなものかな。
I think so, at least. But anyway, we need to go to the next person. Time for dinner. I wonder if the other choices are going to be as detailed as Kana's. And if not, I wonder if it's going to be that way if I picked them first, right? Room 102 is my childhood friend's room. Said she wasn't finished moving everything, and accordingly, her room is rather barren.
うん、ありがとう。着替えたらすぐ行く。
Are you saying that we're finally gonna be able to see Mio in something that isn't a uniform? Thanks.
何？
She throws a questioning gaze at me.
何よ。
It's nothing.
そう。
Never would have thought I'd hear the word thanks come out of her mouth. A nice cozy warmth spreads inside my chest.
それがどうしたんだ？
Okay, so I think that these are the same scenes as if you were to pick them first. Well, I was under the impression that she absolutely hated my guts. Yeah, definitely.
ユーマ、改めて聞くけれど、それ本気で言ってるのか？冗談とかじゃなくて？
Don't know, half, I reckon. 50% sure she can't stand me, and 50% sure I'm just imagining it. Yeah, and I've got a 100% chance that you're a dumbass.
なんていうか。
He heaves a sigh in utter exasperation.
ほんと、やれやれだな。
Shinku, just call him dense. Shinku? What are you trying to say? Actually, you know, it'd fly over his head just like what you just said.
ちょっと、さっきから何をブツブツ言ってるの？
There's a clear scowl on her face.
少し怖いわよ。
Sorry, it's nothing. Just talking to myself.
そう。ところでユーマ。あんた、いつまでそこにいるつもり？
Huh? What do you mean?
言ったでしょ？あたし、これから着替えをするんだけど。
Oh, right, you know. We haven't spent enough time with Mio for her to be okay with it. What? Oh, sorry. I'm getting out right now. I do an about face. Sorry, Mio. Can I ask you one thing before I leave?
何？
I can't help but be curious about her actual reason for moving into the storm. Actions carried a certain feeling of urgency with them, but still, did her parents just wave her goodbye and say have fun? No questions asked? They had no issues whatsoever with moving her out. They had no issues whatsoever with moving her out. But I don't know. Is it really my place to pry into that? My mind's a bit stuck at the moment.
何？どうしたの？聞きたいことって。
Sorry. I shake my head. I can't remember. Good. Great. Yeah, no. That is a good excuse for Mr. Amnesiac over here.
Huh?
I said something I had something I wanted to ask you, but it just vanished straight out of my mind. You get that sometimes too, right? No, Yuma, I don't think so. I don't think anyone can relate to you on that one.
賛同はしかねるけど。もう少ししたら食堂に行く。着替えと学園の課題をちょっと進めたら。
は？
夕飯できてるんでしょ？
Oh, yeah, it is. I'm dropping by everyone's room to tell them so if you come in 30 minutes or you'll be perfect. For another 30 minutes you'll be perfect.
わかったから早く出てよ。
I am.
それとも何？こんな正々堂々と覗きをしようっていうの？
I'm sorry. I'll be gone in less than a second. Room should I go to next? Gotta make my decision quickly. I don't want dinner to get cold. I knock on the door of room 201.
はい。
Yo,
どちら様でしょうか。
what? The door creaks open a tiny bit, and a fearful voice seeps through.
ひょっとして訪問販売員さんでしょうか。
Tsukasa, I don't think you understand that they wouldn't be knocking on your door. They would have been knocking on the door to the dorm house, not yours. Door to door. What? Also, what the fuck is a door to door solicitor? It's a door to door salesman.
ですね。昨日から何度も申し上げておりますが、私、電動式のこけしさんなんて必要ありませんと、あれほど口を酸っぱくして。
So you're saying that you've bought some already? What are you even talking about?
あれ？誰かと思えば、おっぱい大好きなお兄さんです。
Oh god, you're gonna say that in the fucking dining hall as well? In front of everyone? Look, I'm sorry. I know this might be might be somewhat selfish, might be a somewhat selfish request. But I would be much obliged if you could please, for the love of God, stop calling me that. It feels like some kind of public humiliation I've been forced to endure for losing a bet. Well, for the time being, just strive not to call me that around others.
お兄さん、本日はどのようなご用件で？
She cordially beckons me inside. It's a bleak, drab room. There's nothing inside but a small table, a small bookshelf, and a bed. There's so many books. Oh my god, look at all those books on that shelf. There's as many books in this room as there is in Suzu's room. Actually, I should be doing the same thing I did in Love Sweet Garnish, which is trying to not say the honorifics. Yeah, it's almost time for dinner.
はい、お夕飯ですか？
I can only offer you this awfully cheap tea, but please enjoy, she says apologetically, pouring me a cup. Yep, I only came to inform you that dinner's ready, so like, really don't need to give me all this hospitality and whatnot.
は
What now? I muse. Judging from how the prior conversation I had with her went, I imagine that all I'll get is a stubborn, polite pass on my offer if I invite her to dinner in a straightforward way. As such, prudence is of the utmost essence. Basically, I need to attack with light jabs and whittle down her defenses. Come to think of it, you're not usually in your room at this time of day. Are you off work today?
あ、いえ、お恥ずかしい限りなのですが、私は昨日限りでアルバイトクビになってしまいまして。
Why am I not surprised? What? I only intended to throw a light jab, but I unknowingly struck a delicate nerve. How did that happen? Don't go further, Yuma. You've already hit it where it hurts. You don't need to. You don't need to add insult to injury.
はい、ですね。
She heaves a heavy sigh before continuing.
私は商店街の裏通りにある古い銭湯で働かせてもらっていたんです。
Already suspicious enough. Oh, really?
はい、主に雑用をしていたのですが、昨日の昨日までおかみさん、私が学生であることを知らなかったみたいでして。
Okay, so the requirement for the job is that you had to be over the age of 18. Why'd that lead you to being fired?
学生は22時を過ぎたら働かせたりしない。それがおかみさんのポリシーだったみたいで。
Oh, that's what was happening. Right. Yeah, I'm not surprised that. So you lied about your age so that you could get more hours. Right. Yeah. When I heard bathhouse, I was like, okay, sure. And then when I heard that you got fired because of the task you were doing, I was like, okay, that's a bit more suspicious, and now I find out that it's your fault that you got fired. So good for you. Ah, I see.
それに私はあれなんです。細かい作業が苦手みたいなのです。
In what way? Attentiveness as in...
なぜだか私がお湯の温度を調節する機械を操作すると必ず停止しちゃうんです。
Okay, so what you're telling me is that you got Bennett level luck, which means that you have negative karma. It just like stops.
はい、それで何度もご迷惑をおかけしてしまいました。私は機械を操るとかそういう細かい作業が苦手みたいなんです。
However, she follows up by saying, "But I really love working in and of itself."
銭湯のおかみさんはいい人だったのです。私がいっぱいミスしてもそれでもとてもよくしてくださいました。でも私が学生であることを知ってしまったので。
How did you find out you were still in school, though? Right, and that's why she fired you?
はい、そうなのです。クビというのはちょっと適切ではなかったですけれど。
Yeah, that's true.
どうしましょう。私ここのお家賃を払わないといけない
Tsukasa, you do realize you don't need to pay rent. Well, this is a problem. What to do? Conversation has also shifted to a point where I can't just casually ask, "Want to have dinner with us?" Honestly, I don't think the manager, would care less about receiving rent money from the residents.
お兄さん。
What is it?
ですね。ちょっとお話がずれちゃうようですが、一つだけお願いしたいことがあるのです。聞いていただけますか？
A request?
はい、お願いです。
Sure thing. Something money related?
いえ、そういうことではなくて。
Okay.
はい。もしよかったらなんですけれど。
Fidgets around restlessly. Yeah?
私のこと名前で呼んでもらえませんか？
That's a weird request considering in your eyes, I shouldn't know your name. That's what you want?
はい。確かに私はお兄さんの後輩で、ここには入寮してきて日の浅い新人ですけれど、そろそろ新人さんではなくて名前で呼んでいただけたら私はとっても嬉しいかなって思うわけなのですよ。
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Sure enough, calling her a new resident would get kind of awkward after a while. It also dehumanizes her. Wasn't really intentional on my part. It was just sort of a thing that I said a few times and it stuck without me realizing it. Let me think about it.
どうしても何が何でもそうしてほしいというわけではなくてですね、これまで通りでも私は構わないといえば構わないんですけれど。
Oh, nah, it's fine. No problem by me. I just gotta figure out what to call you.
本当ですか？
Oh, so, do you have any preferences?
下の名前で呼んではもらえませんか？
Cool. So what's your first name? Your first name?
よりフレンドリーに呼び捨てにしてもらって距離をぐっと詰めてほしいところなのです。
Thank you, Tsukasa. At least I won't have to. At least I won't accidentally say the honorific with her. Your first name. For no precise reason, the thought had me feeling a bit bashful. Yeah, you've been saying that with all the other girls, haven't you?
ささ、遠慮なさらずにズバーッとよろしくお願いいたします。ズババーッと。
Her eyes are sparkling. She's excited. Very excited. It isn't possible to be more excited than she is now. With how enthusiastic she is. Can't exactly say I'm too embarrassed. Maybe next time. I have no difficulty whatsoever calling Kana by her first name. So why is this giving me so much trouble? Nevertheless, I take a deep breath, preparing myself and say, Tsukasa, I'm not saying it. You cannot make me say the honorific.
呼び捨てでよろしくお願いします。
Tsukasa. The new resident, Tsukasa, I mean, smiles delightfully.
お兄さん、私はとっても嬉しいのです。
Right. Boy, this really is rather embarrassing. I think I think I'll still require some more time before I can say that naturally. At that moment, we hear a light knock on the door. Seems like you have a visitor. Sorry, you already have plans to meet up with someone?
いえいえ、そんなことはないのです。きっとまた訪問販売員さんか怪しげな宗教の勧誘さんか、そんな感じです。
And by the sounds of it, I think it worked the first time. What? A door-to-door solicitor?
はい、この頃毎日いらっしゃるんですよね。
Oh, the new resident, Tsukasa, I mean, then slightly opens the door and peeks out.
はい、どなたでしょうか。
へっへっへ。お嬢ちゃん、とっても素敵な商品が入りましたぜ。
Hearing that all too familiar voice, my buddy gets up and walks over.
今回ご紹介に預かります商品はこれ。エロスを語るには無粋に過ぎるモザイク的なぼかしを一切合切含まない魅惑の桃色哀説図書でさ。
What the fuck are you doing, Suzu?
一冊5000円からとってもリーズナブルにお届けでございますで、お嬢ちゃん。
ですからですね、何度も申し上げております通り、私の胸は確かに見るも無残な絶壁ですけれど、こう見えても立派に女の子なわけなのですて。ですゆえに、そのような殿方の恥ずかしいものにはあまり興味を持てないし、持ってはいけないと申しましょうか。
また恥ずかしがっちゃって。よーし、わかった。この商売上手なお嬢ちゃんめ、持ってけ泥棒。一冊3000円におまけしちゃおう。
He really is a shady person.
ですからそうじゃなくて。
そしてさらに、今なら昨日紹介したばかりのこのフルオートなこけしちゃんもセットでお付けして。
Not another one. How many fully automatic Kakeshi doll vibrators do you already have, Tsukasa? What are you doing, pray tell?
あん、何ってそりゃ我が懐を温めんがためにちょいとした小遣い稼ぎよ。
The suspicious lady, whoever she might be, drops the stack of porno mags she had been holding as they then hit the ground with a plop. The Kakeshi doll too, sporting a rather lewd facial expression, hits the floor with a thunk and starts rolling.
なぜにどうして君がこんなところに。
The lady in front of me wearing a cheap wig with a with a dinky pair of sunglasses that would set off alarm bells in the minds of anyone with even half of a brain, is quite evidently in panic mode. Suzu, would you be so kind as to explain the meaning of this?
どういうことなのでしょうか。
The new resident is caught between two fronts and is very confused.
ふへへ、こいつはそろそろ潮時ってやつですね。そんじゃあ、あっしはこの辺で。
Bro, what the fuck are you thinking? Where do you think you're going? Probably grab her shoulder right as she's about to make her escape. Tell me, how long have you been practicing this sketchy business?
はて、さっきから旦那が何を言いたいのかさっぱりで。あっしはしがない桃色系の新聞屋であるようなないような。
Are you really planning on planning to keep this act until the bitter end, Suzu? I must admit, I expected better of you.
だから旦那が何をおっしゃりたいのか私にはさっぱりわからないというか
You cannot
そんな
call
感じなわけで
you cannot call her paper salesman question mark without at least changing the sprite to match what what Yuma described, aka a wig and sunglasses. Your wig fell off. Okay, then what about the sunglasses?
なんと
Seriously, what were you thinking? Pulling this on a fellow resident, and not only that, but a fellow resident who's new here, just trying to settle in and get used to things.
違うのちょっと暇つぶしついでにお借りしようかなと思っただけで
Beads of sweat roll down her face. She doesn't even dare to look at me in the eye. She doesn't even believe her own bullshit. And you were trying to lend them to her? That's sure not what it looked like to me.
いやだからそれは
Fine, I'll hear your excuse. So what made you do this?
だからこれは違うの
How so?
ファンタジーなの
That makes no sense.
フェイクなの
What?
フェイクションなの
Yeah, you're right. It is fiction. You're in a fucking visual novel, Yuma. Oh, that makes a little more sense.
え
What you're saying is that all the respect and admiration I had for you was an entirely fictitious misrepresentation of your character.
ショック
That's what I wanted to say.
違うもん違うんだもんゆうくんが最近全然構ってくれないのが悪いんじゃんか
Huh? Excuse you?
かなちゃんと一緒にいたずらしたって全然相手にしてくんないし
I seriously cannot believe you're trying to pin the blame on me for this.
それに
You're literally scaring me, Tsukasa. What do you mean? You have no excuses.
ゆうくんが証拠りもなく私のブラを性的に使い捨てにしちゃう目的でちょろまかしていっちゃうもんだから
Don't say that in front of her.
弟子が下着限定の隙間状態だからだからこうして必要なお金を稼ぐために
You have a full-time occupation. Go ahead and tell me right here, right now. What is your job?
ギャフン
Also, how many times do I have to repeat myself before I get through to that thick skull of yours? I was not the person who stole your goddamn underwear. I mean, to begin with, you should have ample money to buy underwear without having to stoop it to something like this, no? You're filthy rich. Well, you say that, but she spends all her money on books, so... Filthy, yes. Rich, not so much. She does have a bad habit of occasionally impulse buying things that cost upwards of 800 million yen. But my point still stands. You should never reach a point where affording basic commodities such as underwear is difficult. I don't know, man. Laundry. I don't know what it is, but women's undergarments are a bit expensive, pretty pricey. Why I firmly believe this flim-flamming she's been doing to Tsukasa is purely a result of her boredom.
なんてことでしょ
Do not believe her. Huh?
うブラを盗難ですかさすがはおっぱい大好きなお兄さんです目の付けどころが常に胸板中心なのですね
Why are you looking at me like this? You're only enabling her fantasy. I clutch my head in agony. What did I ever do to deserve a master such as this?
ゆうくんがいじめる
Tizu flops down on the floor and starts bawling like an infant.
私は全然悪くないのに
You rotten little. The crying's gonna get rid of get you off the hook, huh?
お兄さん、もういいのです。どうか怒らないであげてください。私は全然全くこれっぽっちも気にしてなんていませんので。
I don't think that's up for you to decide. Seriously? She swindled your precious money, didn't she? Or is there something I'm missing here?
確かにここ数日言われるまま押し付けられるままによくわからない商品をたくさん買い取ってしまったように思います。だけどこのお姉さんも反省されてるみたいですし、だからもういいのです。
Like I said, I don't think you I don't think you should be the one to forgive her. No, I don't think you should be the one to let her off the hook, I should say.
本当に怒ってない？
ええ、もちろん怒ってなんかいませんよ。
He smiles warmly at her.
だからお姉さん、もう泣かないでください。怒るどころか私はむしろ感謝しているのです。今回のことは世間知らずの私にとってとてもいいお勉強になりました。
Even you said you aren't qualified to let her off the hook.
お勉強？
はい。お姉さんにはきっとのっぴきならない事情がおありだったのですよね。いいえ、訳をおっしゃらずとも結構なのですよ。
The new resident energetically thrusts out her palm, almost as if she's telling her, "You don't have to say a thing. I perfectly understand. Also, give me back my money, bitch."
きっとやむにやまれぬ涙ぐましい事情があったのでしょう。決して遊ぶお金欲しさでの軽々しい言動行動ではないはずなのです。私、お姉さんのおかげで目が覚めました。
目が覚めた？
はい。これからは突然のオレオレ詐欺にも臨機応変にお財布の紐を緩めていく所存でございます。お金は社会で回ってこそ意味をなしますゆえに。
What is that word? She unbosoms her purse and nods with a reverent countenance.
ですので、これからはこんな遠回りなことをなさらずとも、お金が必要な時はいつでもいらしてくださいね。
Don't give her money.
さすがにこれ以上無条件贈与をするのは難しいのですが、余裕がある時ならばおいくら万円だろうともお貸しいたしますので。
Yuma, don't let Tsukasa give Suzu money. He smiles warmly.
ゆうくん、
Yes?
ごめん。私が間違ってた。
Then you can apologize by giving back Tsukasa's money.
こんな単純じゃなくて、純粋な子を使って遊ぼうだなんて、私どうかしてたかも。
As long as you're remorseful. I'm bothered. I'm bothered by the word you tried to say in the beginning, though.
私遊ばれていたのですか？
Nah.
とにかくごめんなさい。
Suzu leaps on the floor and genuflects with such energy very well could have left a permanent dent in the floor.
お金は全額しっかり利子つけて返すから。だから許して。
You better.
はい、私はもう全然気にしていませんので。
本当？
はい、本当にです。
ありがとうございます。
Deeply bows her head.
でも本当にいらない？この全自動なこけしちゃん。
Ain't no way. He points at the Kokeshi doll that's lying on the ground near her feet.
今なら迷惑料といった具合で進呈しても。
Crack. Whoops, I stepped on it.
ひどい！高かったのに！
Well, maybe you should have spent all your money on a Kokeshi doll and instead spent it on, I don't know, not shit. Well, she's forgiven you for the money stuff, so I'm willing to put the matter to rest. But you still need to be disciplined for this, Suzu. So you'll go without dinner today.
鬼！
That's what you get for scamming scamming another doormate. Does she really feel remorseful? Well, it's alright it's almost time for dinner. Can you come on down whenever you're ready, new casa, new resident? The eyes flicker in confusion. Did you not hear me? I'd like you to join us for dinner tonight.
そんなお夕飯ごちそうになるなんて、私にはとてもそんな権利は。
Well, I figured you'd say that. Still, like, offering you dinner is the least I can do to make up for all the trouble my master caused you. So please accept my offer under that premise at the very least. Also, the manager's kind of worried about you too.
でも。
Way I see it, being considerate of others, not a bad quality to have, but it kind of defeats the purpose if you're not worrying people. If you're worrying people in the process.
それは。
She looks a bit sad now. Maybe that was a bit too preachy of me. No, it isn't. She's getting annoying. Let's just say. Well, if you're still having reservations, how about you look at it like this?
どういうことですか?
The money this obnoxious woman here stole from you can just be thought of as a food expense. That way you can eat with us and not feel guilty.
あれ？ということは、私はお金を誰にも返さなくてもいいってことになる？
Don't weasel your way out of this one. In your dreams.
ですよね。
お兄さん。
Yeah?
本当にごちそうになってしまってもいいのでしょうか?
She timidly gazes at me with upturned eyes. Yep, it's perfectly fine.
ありがとうございます。
She gives me a deep bow.
実はとってもお腹が空いていたんです。
Perfect. Upon raising her head, her face is filled with embarrassment. Whose room should I go to next? Gotta make my decision quickly. I don't want dinner to get cold. I wonder who I'm going to pick. How's it going? Getting a little more used to living here? Using the occasion at hand as a pretense, I decided to strike up a casual conversation with the transfer student Ichinose Ayumu.
そうだね。慣れたと言えるようになるにはまだまだ時間がいると思う。
Yeah, I guess that's natural. Most people aren't able to adapt to a new environment in a matter of days. I do a quick survey of Ayumu's room. How's the furniture holding up? If any of it feels rough or uncomfortable, just let me know.
していないと思う。
You think? He gives a light nod.
思う。
Well, alright then. Oh, I guess I should ask about the bed too. Is it nice and snug enough for you?
うん。とてもいいと思う。
You think?
そう、
He nods it as he replies.
思う。
Are all the meals and whatnot to your liking?
口に
Well, I'm the one who usually prepares dinner. Can't match the level of Mio's lunches, which I guess goes without saying, but I'm still pretty confident in my cooking. Well, Shigure-san... Fuck! Shigure did once tell me I have a bad habit of over-seasoning stuff, but anyway, how's it for you?
大丈夫。
Don't say I think. He nods his head.
ちゃんと美味しい
Don't say I think.
思う。
Think. Yep. Fuck you.
そういうこと。
Has anyone ever told you that you talk a little funny? Didn't really catch my attention at lunch today, but it's not the first time I've had that thought.
いろいろな物事に感想を添えるのが苦手なんだ。僕は。
I think. And that's why you always add an I think at the end. He gives a quick nod.
ごめん。
Why are you apologizing?
僕は会話がうまくないのかもしれない。だから不愉快な気持ちにさせてしまったかもしれないから。
I think. Hmm?
変かな。僕の喋り方は。
Yeah. I think so. It is pretty weird.
そう。
But that doesn't bother me. And it sure wouldn't make me not want to talk with you.
嫌いじゃない？
No. But it's still a little weird.
それはどうして？
I think. My book, not being normal isn't necessarily a bad thing. Do you think it is? I gotta say though, you're a real serious guy.
真面目？
Well, in class, you give the teacher your undivided attention from start to end. Also, your notes are incredibly thorough and detailed. I'm aware of this because I sat directly next to him. I sit directly next to him. Take school seriously, very seriously. I'd never be able to manage that. I'm not really too big on school and classes and all that.
僕は好きだよ。
School, you mean?
そう。
You're quite the exemplary student.
何でもいいから新しいことを知ると自分が広がっていくような気がするんだ。
Pretty amazing. Really? Pretty much a perfect student.
その勉強に対する情熱を少しだけでも分けてもらえればいいのにな。
Bro! I perceive an exceptionally snide remark. In my head, needless to say, I ignore it. Since you actively seek out new topics to learn about, is there... At that point, I break off.
どうかした？
Sorry, it just hit me as a little unnatural.
違和感？何が？
Well, I was just asking myself if it'd be alright for me to call you Ayumu or not.
呼び捨て。うん。問題ない。
Great, thanks.
それじゃあ、僕は加納上優馬のことを優馬と呼ぶけど、いいかな？
Yep, all fine by me. I smile as I give him a nod. It would get pretty awkward if you kept calling me by my full name each and every single time. So what's the reason? Why you... What's the reason why you study up and all this different stuff? You got any particular aspirations or dreams?
なりたいもの？
Well, basically, something you want to do or be in the future.
自由になりたい。
Oh. His answer comes swiftly and resolutely. Huh?
それは将来の夢になるのかな？
He asks that in a low, hushed voice, almost as if that question was directed to some invisible divine will for its permission.
そして困った誰かを自由にできるような、そんな人間になりたいと思ってる。
I had to prick up my ears and carefully make out every word of it. Freeing people who are in different situations.
そう。
Ah. So you want to be a liberator? I mean... Alright, it's time for dinner, so come down to the dining room whenever you're ready, okay? He nods, then weaves a short pause in between pondering what to say before eventually adding,
わかった。
Thanks. Weirdo. Dinner time. Once everyone, including Shigure, had made their way to the dining room, we all pressed our hands together to pray thanks before eating.
いやしかしあれだな。
What do you mean?
いや何ここ数日で見違えるほど賑やかになったじゃないかってそう思ってね。
With a proud expression, he wanders his eyes over the faces of each and every one of the residents assembled at the table today, as they currently chow down on their food.
毎年これくらいの入寮生があればいいんだけどね。
On the subject, seating arrangement is derived from the order of room numbers. Residents are seated at the long table from lowest room number to highest in clockwise fashion. Not a word is spoken. Pure silence. The only noise to be heard is the clinking of tableware. The atmosphere can only be described as leaden. Whatever one. It's as if someone had just issued a moment of silence. Lunchtime today was full of talking and laughter, but why is everyone so silent now?
場所が変われば いろいろと噛み合わなくなることだってあると思うんだ、私。
Really? Yes, really. New resident, Tsukasa, has quite evidently lost her composure, probably due to the awkwardness that this quietude brings with it. She's squirming around like she has ants in her pants.
うん。いまいち盛り上がりに欠けるようだな。よし、ここは一つ、順繰りに自己紹介でもしていこうか。
Tsuda suddenly breaks the silence with a proposition. I suppose he decided to take it upon himself to break this tense atmosphere that developed. You want us to do self-introductions?
そう。珍しく新人の彼女も顔を出してくれたわけだし、ちょうどいいかなと思ってね。
If you say so.
卒業までの短い期間とはいえ、これから一つ屋根の下で暮らす者同士。まずは互いを知ることから始めようじゃないか。というわけでユウマくん、君からお願いしようか。景気づけに派手なのを頼むよ。
What? You want me to participate too? I'm not technically a resident of this dorm.
おっぱいの
Don't
神
you?
様、
Fuck.
一発ものすごいのを決めてやってください。
He said it. Rice ball in one hand. The new resident, Tomine Tsukasa jolts up from her seat with zeal. She'd probably reached her boiling point, I assume. I don't take her to be the kind of person who can stand quietness for very long.
神様
Don't worry about it. Well, seeing how everyone has already knows me, it does feel a bit weird to be introducing myself, but why not, I guess. I clear my throat with a cough. I'm feeling a tad bit nervous, and I can't quite put my finger on why. I guess you start with your name with these kinds of things, and go from there. Hi, I'm Kano Yuma. You'll probably be seeing me around here often, so I guess I hope to get along with everyone.
さすが、お兄さんはさすがです。場を盛り上げる天才ですね。
Thanks. Thank you.
それに私、お兄さんの名前を今初めて知りました。とっても素敵なお名前ですね。
Oh, really?
そうなのですよ。名前一つでここまで盛り上げることができるなんて、お兄さんはやっぱり神様です。
For what it's worth, I do various chores around here and also assist the manager in his duties. A self-introduction. For some strange reason, I wind up speaking in an overly polite tone, despite the fact that my audience is entirely made up of my friends and acquaintances. You could probably pin it on the embarrassment, I guess.
ブーブー、面白くないぞ。引っ込め引っ込め。
I kindly revoked your punishment despite great reluctance, since the new resident pleaded with me so adamantly. And now this is what I get? Is that how eager you are to starve?
なんでもごじゃりません。
Alright, let's continue. Next, I designate you.
なんで私からなのよ。まあいいけど。
She grudgingly gets up from her chair. I was more or less prepared for her to flat out ignore me.
102号室、如月美央です。よろしく。ユーマとは幼馴染よ。幼馴染？初耳ですよ、そんなこと。
Well, you never asked, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I did, actually. In fact, I distinctly remember the pouty face you made at me when I told you.
そうでしたっけ？
Ah, shit, Yuma's amnesia is spreading to Kana. That's not a good sign. You don't want to be like me and forget everything people tell you. No, don't giggle. That wasn't a compliment. Okay, Yuma, you're up next, pal. He stands up.
203号室、一ノ瀬歩。
Then bows.
よろしく。
Right. That sits. You know, the translation didn't really come across, didn't really do him justice.
何？
Huh? I think it. I mean, is that your whole introduction?
終わり。名前以外に紹介できるほどの事故がないと思うから。
Oh, okay. How exactly does one respond to that? Alright, who's next?
もういいよ。そんなことしたって無駄。
Huh?
同じ建物で寝起きしてたら自然と仲良くなるよ。気が合う者同士なら自然とさ。
She then switches to on the old CRT TV that sits in the corner of the room.
相性が悪ければそれまでなんだよ。まったく、学校の慣例行事じゃあるまいしさ。やだ、社長こばっちゃってさ。
Some of you may not know her very well yet, so I suppose I'll briefly introduce her. This woman is Natsume Suzu. You may not be able to tell at first glance, but she is in fact a con artist.
そうだったの？私。
I suppose you could attribute it to the fact that she reads books 24/7 and never leaves the dorm. But yeah, she has a few screws loose. So do yourself a favor and avoid getting involved with her as much as possible.
名誉毀損だ。抜けてなんかないよ。はまり込んだことだって一度もないのに。
Don't. No.
それってどういうことですか？
Don't ask.
ギャンブルにはまり込んだことはないということでしょうか？さすがですね、お姉さん。お金の使い方を心得てらっしゃいます。
Oh, Tsukasa, you innocent soul.
若いっていいよね。純情っていうの？下品な話に直結しないところがまた素晴らしいよね。
Don't you dare try to pet me as one of your kind, I swear. Phew, that was good. After finishing, I pressed my hands together. Turned out quite great, if I do say so. I pick up my plate and attempt to stand up from my seat.
お片付けは私が。
Ah, right. Could you take care of that for me then?
はい、もちろんです。メイドとして頑張ってお仕事しないとですよね。
I'll help you bring the tableware to the sink. Get up from my seat when thereupon.
ユーマくん、
Figure calls my name. Yes? What is it?
片付けが終わったらでいいから、悪いけど僕の部屋に来てくれないかな。少しばかり話したいことがあるんだ。
Or I don't mind. Is it something we can discuss right here? Is it something we can't discuss right here, right now?
ちょっとね。
He scratches his head in discomfort.
別に後ろめたいような話ではないんだけど、なんとなくね。
Alright. I'll be there in a bit.
ありがとう。それでは、ごちそうさま。今日もとても美味しかったよ。
With those parting words, he leaves to the dining room. I quickly clear the table with Kana and make my way over to the manager's office and give the door a few knock.
入ってくれ。鍵は開いてるよ。
Okay. So what did you want to talk about?
なあ、単刀直入に言おう。前置きも何もなく、早速で悪いのだけれど、僕は今日からちょっとこの寮を留守にすることが多くなるかもしれない。
You'll be leaving for extended periods of time?
そう。ちょっといろいろと立て込んできていてね。これまではどんなに忙しくても、寝る時間になればここへ戻ってきてはいたんだけれど、どうやらそんな余裕もなくなってしまいそうなんだ。
If you'll be absent, does that mean you're going on a trip to some specific place?
そうだね。特に何があってというわけじゃないんだけれど。あえて言うなら、商人の町や異界の住人から探し物を見つけてほしいという依頼が多くなってきたんだよ。かなちゃんの探しているものもまだ見つかってはいないし。だからといって、その他の困っている人たちのお願いも中途半端にはできない。ただこういうのは性分ではないのだけれど、ちょっとしばらくの間はバタバタと忙しいふりをして立ち回らなくちゃいけないんだ。
Does that mean you don't actually?
そこは聞かなかったことにしてくれよ。
He smiles innocently, feeling the contagiousness of it. I also smile.
だからね、ユーマくん。僕はちょっとここの地下室を使ってあちらへこちらへと飛び回らなくちゃいけないんだ。でもだからといってこの寮の管理人形もおろそかにはしたくない。時間が空けば様子を見に帰ってこようとは思っている。
Am I going to be the acting dorm manager or something? Okay. That makes things clear. Judging by what he said, I have a fairly good idea of what he's about to say next. I think I pretty much already get where this is headed.
お、そうか。それなら話が早いのだけれど。ユーマくんのその想像は多分的を得ているだろうけれど、だけどあえて言わせてほしいんだ。直接口に出して君にお願いしたい。聞いてくれるかな？
Yeah.
僕の仕事が一区切りつくまでここの管理人を任されてくれないかな、ユーマくん。
See? There it is. I am the acting door manager now. That's what I thought you'd say.
そう。やっぱりそうなんだよ。
But still, I have my own place to live.
わかってる。わかってるよ。君にはちゃんと自分の住処があるものな。だけど、管理人形をしばらくの間任されてくれないかというのは、別にここに住んでほしいとか、そんなことを頼んでいるわけじゃないんだ。ただ、今まで通りのことを今まで通りしてもらえれば、それでいいんだ。
What do you mean?
夕飯を作ってくれて、掃除をしてくれる。 寮生たちと楽しく話をしてくれる。そういう具合の今まで通りだ。とまあ、そういった家事などを寮生でもない君に任せているのも本来ならおかしいんだけどね。
No, I've never minded doing that.
ただ一つだけ、今回はこれまでとは違うこともユウマくんにお願いしなければいけないんだ。
What would that be?
そう、これだ。
He proceeds to point at a large drawer cabinet that occupies a majority of the space here in this room.
これの管理もしてもらいたいんだ、ユウマくんに。
On the cabinet are countless drawers, lined up both vertically and horizontally. Each and every one of them has a number on it written in ink. You want me to take over responsibility of the cabinet? That cabinet is essentially a means for contacting the manager at the event of an emergency. The basement here is connected to a myriad of different parallel worlds, and in the same vein, each drawer of the cabinet is also connected with the worlds over there. To illustrate what the cabinet is capable of, suppose that in the merchant town, some dire situation arose that demanded Shigure's locator powers. People would go to the letter rack that's located in town to contact him. They could slip a letter inside, and that letter would then be delivered to the corresponding drawer there, which in this case is drawer number 8. I'm not too aware of the finer workings of the physical process itself, but since I know for a fact that it is probably all I can simply do, that it is possible, all I can simply do is accept it for what it is.
ユウマくんには僕が留守の間、このタンスの管理をしていてもらいたいんだ。届けられる手紙などの管理をしてもらいたい。
Want me to do that by myself?
そう、君が。
He nods solemnly.
もしも僕が留守にしている間、何か緊急の手紙が届いたとしても、君ならその発生したあらゆる問題に対処する僕の代理として十分な働きをしてくれるだろうと、そう思っているから。
Wait, slow down. Somehow this conversation is steering in an unfavorable direction for me. Basically said responsibility of the cabinet entails that. If I heard you right, not only am I going to be checking the letters that get delivered, I'm going to have to go solve the problems listed.
そういうことになるのかな。ごめんな。無理なお願いしているっていうのは分かっているつもりなのだけれど。
It isn't. This is way beyond the scope of my abilities. Plain and simple. I can't possibly handle your responsibilities in your absence. Not to a satisfactory level.
無理じゃない。君ならできると信じてる。僕にしかできない探し物への仕事の依頼は、この帳簿に書き留めておいてくれればいい。それに、それ以外の仕事や儀式については、もうすでに君には十分教え込んでいるつもりだよ、僕は。ともかくユウマくん、お願いできないかな。もちろん、最果ての古書店に目をつけられた人間を探すことも並行して進めていく。依頼人が見つかれば、ちゃんと報告をしに戻ってくるよ。無理を承知で頼んでいるんだ。断られたからといって、別にどうということはないけれど。引き受けてくれたら僕はすごく嬉しい。それだけを言いたかったんだ。
me taking over your post is just...
僕がいない間だけでいいんだ。この寮を守ってもらいたい。君にそうしてもらえれば、僕は大きな安心と満足感を持って、悠々自適とこの寮を留守にすることができる。君に任せるということは、僕にとってそれだけの意味があるということなんだ。
Curtain of silence falls over the room, and time comes to a standstill. Joining Shude in his silence, I pretend as though I'm ruminating on my decision. Alright, I'll do it. I nod. I can't deny that it feels kind of nice to have someone trust you this much. In fact, it really makes me happy. So I've decided that I'll take over your duties here, at least for a little while.
そうか。ありがとう。本当に。
His face loosens in an expression of relief.
これで安心して留守にできるよ。
One thing though.
ん？
In exchange for me doing this, I want you to promise me something.
条件？
I want you to prioritize Kana's request and find the thing she's looking for as fast as possible. If you can promise me that, I'll do it. I can only wonder what the thing is that she's searching for. I have an inkling of an idea what it is. But whenever I recall the expression on her face when she was discussing it with Shugure, I don't know why, but I feel frustration bubbling up inside me. Frustration over my inability to help her in any tangible way.
ああ、わかったよ。全力を尽くす。かなちゃんにもそう伝えておいてほしい。
I nod.
そういうわけでユウマくん。あとは任せるよ。申し訳ないが、僕はもう行かなければいけない。
Okay. I'll take care of things here.
ありがとう。そしてもう一つ。
ん？
僕がいない間、どうか今日のことをよろしく頼んだよ。
Who? Well, here I am. Now to check and see how she's doing. Currently stand before room 103 with Suzu beside me. After the manager Kirishima Shigure informed me of his future absence, he immediately rushed off, but not before tasking me with this. Please go check room 103 as soon as possible. Then, on my way here, I ran into Suzu. When I explained the situation to her, she replied, "I'm bored, so count me in," and thus joined my party. What does he mean? What does he want me to do?
そりゃあここまで来れば決まってるでしょう。やることは一つなんだよ。
Bang on the door.
あいつが言うにはこの中の様子を見てくれってことだったんだよね。きっと忘れ物か何かがあるんだよ。
Well, this door is always locked. So why are we supposed to even get inside?
あいつから鍵をもらってこなかったの？
But how are we supposed to get inside? I mean, I did ask him about it, but his only words were, "You'll see when you get there." So yeah.
おかしなもんだね。
He then grips the door handle to room 103.
あれ、鍵なんてかかってないみたいだけど。
Cool. Huh? Well then. The door has always been locked every time I've come to it. So why is it open now?
さてさて、どんなお宝が眠ってるのかな。
I really don't think we're going to find treasure in here.
でもここにはまだ誰も入ったことないんだよね。
Well, it is called the sealed door for nothing. It isn't called the sealed door for nothing.
それなら勝手にドキドキするくらいいいでしょ。
I guess. But I'm just giving you a full warning. He only wants me to clean the room. Don't expect anything out of the ordinary.
猫は蓋を開けてみなけりゃこれまたどうして犬かもしれないんだぞ。まずは干渉ありきなんだ、こういうことは。ってあれ、ちょっと待って。
That's definitely a different interpretation of Schrodinger's cat. I wasn't expecting quantum physics to be included in this game, but you know, I shouldn't be surprised at this point. What's wrong? With her index finger in front of her mouth, she presses her ear up against the door and responds. You hear that voice? You hear a voice?
なんか妙に艶っぽい声が。
Okay. I prick up my ear.
赤くなった。
Buzz off, would you? Buzz off, would you?
ウブなんだね、ユウくん。
Well, let's get in there and see what's going on. We obviously don't want anyone doing things like that in the dorm.
おかしなことって何？
Oh, you know what?
ほら、言ってみて。
Disturbing the peace. He's grinning from ear to ear.
具体的に君が今考えていることを言ってみて。
Just open the damn door already.
あれ、もしかして怒った？
Not really. So are you going to open the door now or not? I don't have all day.
オーケーオーケー。管理人代行様、仰せの通りに。
That is not how it works. It's thy wishes. Never mind. You know, I'm not gonna. She tightly grips the doorknob and turns it.
おうおうおい、御用改めである。
Ah, flashbang. He wildly swings the door open. Huh? Hang on. The first sight I'm greeted with is quite the sight indeed.
ユウくん、
Who the hell?
ちょっと、ねえ、大丈夫？ ん？
Ah!
びっくりした。
Mosaics! I got my face with both hands. I can't take this. I can't. This is too much.
なんだよ、そんなに動揺すること？
Uh,
ただ大型テレビにゲーム画面が映ってるだけじゃん。そりゃまあ言いたいことはわかるけどさ。というか、突っ込むところはそこなの？
I'm definitely gonna have to censor that. Do not talk about ladies' undergarments at a time like this, for the love of God.
ジョークのつもり？
Never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that I'd walk into this room with Suzu and find pornographic imagery. The shame I felt right now is equivalent to what a middle schooler would feel if his mum found his porn stash with him watching. For the love of all that is holy, please turn that TV off now.
あのね、ゆうくん。何をそんなに潔癖になっているのか知らないけれど、人間誰しもこの世に生まれてくるには、お父さんとお母さんが毎晩せっせとね。
That is not the issue here.
わかってないな、君は。純愛っていうのには、こういう中間地点を省かれないことには語れないこともしばしばあってだね。
Listen, I know what type of media you indulge in, Suzu. You literally tried to sell it to Tsukasa yesterday, last night, not like a half an hour ago. Look, I do not freaking care about that right now.
それにしてもとても高価そうなテレビだね。これはまた接合部とかも鮮明に。
Bro, stop it. I don't want to hear your opinions. Please spare me, dear God.
わかったわかった。消せばいいんでしょ。
The obscene moaning disappears with that. I gingerly remove my hands away from my face.
ほら見てゆうくん。解き放たれた主人公の股間が大変なことに。
Not again! She's only muted the sound! I hate you.
まったく。こんなことくらいでそんなに取り乱しちゃうだなんて。
Finally, she turns the TV off. That was great.
そんなことでどうするのゆうくん。いざって時にちゃんと対応できるの？
That's none of your business, considering you don't even have a route.
あれ、怒った？怒っちゃったのゆうくん。
Not particularly. I take my time surveying the room we're in while simultaneously blocking out every word Suzu says to me. Person really has it made though. In addition to the large flat screen TV, there are 2 desktop PCs connected to it. 2? Wait, what's the point of having 2 desktop PCs? What, that... Okay, sure, and that's not even mentioning the giant bookshelf filled shelf to shelf with manga. And there's also all the various Japanese style furniture. All the entertainment stuff scattered around seems more than a little out of place with the decor of the rest of the room. But regardless, it still gives off a pretty refined aesthetic. Yeah, the giant fuck off umbrella. How did you get it in here? I don't know.
私の部屋は小説でいっぱいだけど、この部屋は漫画本でいっぱいだ。
I think this is my room. And the computers and TV are pretty expensive by the looks of them. Who the heck's using them?
ねえ、ゆうくん。
What?
まさかこのテレビとか PC とかを庭先の倉庫に運び出せとか、そういうことじゃないよね。
No way. I mean, the TV was on right now, so we know someone's living here. With that in mind, it wouldn't make sense for him to want all the stuff moved out.
でも、見る限り誰もいないみたいだけど。じゃ、頑張って。
She turns around. Imagine if Suzu wasn't here when that shit was on. Wait. I seize her hand.
何？
To said you had nothing to do right now, right?
ちょっと休養ができて。
Please, I beg you, just stay here with me for a little bit longer. That sounds weird.
私がお願いされたことじゃないもん。
Come on, be a pal.
私は詐欺師なんでしょ？
What?
さっきの自己紹介でみんなにそう紹介してたじゃん。だから嘘くらいつくよ。暇だっていう嘘くらい。
Yeah, like, not being busy. Bro, you know what? You make a good point. You can leave now. As we're disputing this and that, we suddenly hear a noise.
うーん。
Man, you disturbed her sleep. Sounds like a person's voice. Did you say something?
いや、私は何も。うん。うるさい。
Man, she passed out watching hentai. Again. You heard that too?
うん。
She nods.
今度はバッチリ。うん。
Where is it coming from?
多分あそこだよ。
She fearfully points her index finger in the direction.
あそこの押し入れから。
She's in the closet. Ain't no way.
うるさい。
The door of the closet then flies wide open.